It's Friday, September 26th.
Nothing will be moving at this point until we come to a collective agreement.
Canada Post workers are on strike over planned service cuts announced by Ottawa. One of those cuts, by the way, includes ending door-to-door delivery. A busy day ahead for Prime Minister Mark Carney. He's in London this hour. He will hold talks with several world leaders, making trade and defense priorities.
Lots of sadness in the community. He was a young boy, a baby, like his father used to call him.
Hundreds of people gather in Quebec to mourn and say a final goodbye to a Montreal-area teenager shot and killed by police.
If you have a speed bump, you aren't zipping by at all. Or if you have a roundabout, you aren't zipping by.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford is putting an end to speed cameras, saying there are other ways to get drivers to slow down. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, everybody. Anne-Marie's away. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And as a result of that, I'm Matt Scooby. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Matt, great to have you back for this Friday morning. I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your day is off to a great start.
I know why you're back.
Why am I back?
Sidebar.
Sidebar?
For Sidebar of the Week.
Oh, I love Sidebar.
Good.
I can't get enough Sidebar. Let me just tell you how much I love that
and
part
you know
of the
what?
show.
We love it so much, we do it twice.
Twice?
Yeah, on the show.
2 whole times?
2 whole times.
With Sidebar of the Week?
Wow, that's a lot of energy.
Ramp up, everyone. It's early, but let's get going. Let's check on your top news stories here this morning, too. Lindsey mentioned Canada Post workers across the country on strike after the federal government moved to end door-to-door delivery.
We're a service to the Canadian public, and to see the end of door-to-door delivery, there's a lot of relationships formed that way. We also, a lot of elderly people can't make it to community boxes.
The union served notice last night that workers were walking off the job immediately. Now, this means no new mail or parcels will be processed or delivered during this latest labor disruption. The end of door-to-door delivery would come within the next decade.
I think that's inconvenient if I want to receive my postage efficiently.
Doesn't have to be every day. I know the cost so high, but Canada Post, they should have tried better service in the past.
Now, the measure was part of a series of sweeping changes ordered by the minister overseeing the Crown Corporation. Other moves include slowing down delivery and closing some post offices. The federal government says the changes are needed to put Canada Post back on solid financial footing after losses of more than $5 billion since 2018. Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney is in London this morning. Carney met with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer before participating in a moderated discussion at the Global Progress Action Summit. He's also set to meet with the Prime Ministers of Australia, Denmark, Spain, and Iceland. The talks are expected to revolve around trade and mutual defense priorities. It's Carney's second official visit to the UK and his third one-on-one with Starmer since becoming Prime Minister back in March. Well, reaction now to a scathing report from the budget watchdog on the country's financial picture.
All of which will add to the cost of living for Canadians. How is it possible that any Prime Minister could have been more expensive than Trudeau?
A large part of that is in response to what has happened, not by choice, but we had to be there for workers. If you're in the auto sector, the steel industry, in the forestry industry, you expect your government to be there.
Interim parliamentary budget officers Jason Jacques' new report projects a sharp hike to the annual deficit from $51.7 billion last year to $68.5 billion this year. The report also finds that federal debt to GDP is no longer on a declining path over the medium term, a ratio that was previously a key fiscal anchor for the federal government. Now, the office says Canada's trade war with the United States is dragging down Ottawa's tax revenue and pushing deficits higher. The PBO's update does not, though, include plans to ramp up defense spending to meet the updated NATO benchmark or factor in Ottawa's announced plans to reduce public service spending over the next 3 years. U.S. President Donald Trump is imposing more tariffs, taking aim at a broad range of imported goods. Now, they include a 100% duty on imported branded drugs. Trump writing on social media that companies will face the tariff, quote, unless a company is building their pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in America. He also announced a 50% tariff on all kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and associated products. There's also a 30% tariff on upholstered furniture. That's not all. Trump is also slapping a 25% tariff on, quote, heavy big trucks made in other parts of the world. All of these tariffs are expected to take effect on October 1st. Well, a Canadian from Ontario was shot and killed in Wisconsin while he was on a golf trip.
My brother was one of a kind, and he touched a lot of people's hearts.
On Wednesday, 32-year-old Mike Robinson was celebrating his first ever hole-in-one. Just hours later, he was dead. Police in Sheboygan Falls believe Robinson was shot by someone driving a small, dark-colored SUV. Robinson worked in the U.S. for a golf company. He and his wife, Rachel, had their first child just 5 weeks ago. Robinson's family is waiting for autopsy results before they bring his body home. Well, friends and family of a Montreal-area teen who was shot and killed by police came together to say a final goodbye.
We have a lot of respect for the job of the police that they are doing across Quebec. But in this special case, the community and the family, we need some more explanation.
More than 1,000 people attended the service for 15-year-old Naran Rizai. He was killed by police on Sunday, just minutes from his home. Police were called to the area after receiving reports of a group of people who were allegedly armed seen walking. Witnesses have said Rizai was with a group of young people who were apparently planning to film a video in the woods. Quebec's police watchdog is investigating the shooting while the officer who opened fire has been placed on indefinite leave. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has followed through on his threat to end the use of speed cameras.
This is nothing more than a tax grab. They need the money.
Legislation is expected to be tabled next month to ban the use of municipal speed cameras. Now, it would take more than 700 cameras out of 40 communities across Ontario. Premier Ford says his government will help implement other safety measures like speed bumps, roundabouts, and public education. Now, some mayors in cities like Vaughan and Waterloo agree with the plan, but others are hoping to change the premier's mind.
Mr. Ford, please leave the cameras alone. Leave them in front of schools.
In Toronto, Mayor Olivia Chow is still planning to bring forward recommendations to strengthen the city's speed cameras program today. Well, this year's edition of the Guinness Book of World Records includes everything from donkeys, big cows, and banana cars.
Derek is the tallest donkey in the world at 167 centimetres or 5'5" to the withers.
So there you have it. Derek the donkey, took home the certificate for the tallest living donkey, and his companion Bamboo won the title for longest ears on a living donkey, measuring 88 centimeters long. Some big ears. Also making the cut, the world's longest banana car, an idea this man had after seeing a banana at a gas station, because clearly you need that. And a Canadian cow from Alberta has been named the tallest steer. His name is aptly Beef. He's 195 centimeters or 6'5" tall. He is also still growing and is on track to break another record.
Oh my God, imagine if the cow and that donkey hooked up, they'd have really tall kids.
That's where we're going.